Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Drive Test Jig. I do appreciate your effort making to check my videos all the time. In today's video, I'm gonna explain to you the concept of the blind spot. So mostly it's called MSB. So the M means the mirror, which is the first, and the X means the signal, which is the second, and the B means the blind spot, which is the third. So we're gonna have our time to explain to you the meaning of the blind spot first. Even though we're going from first, second, third, we're gonna take our time to explain to you the meaning of the blind spot first. When you get to understand the meaning of the blind spot first, then definitely you understand the mirror and the signal. So the blind spot means that places that you can't see when you drive as a driver. So mostly when we're driving on the road, we are obstructed by a lot of things on the road when we are making certain maneuvers. So that is the meaning of the blind spot. So whenever you are driving, I would advise you to take these three things as your friend. And if they are your friend in your vehicle, there's no possibility you're gonna get into accident. So if you're gonna take the mirror, the signal, and the blind spot as your friend whilst you are driving, then forget about accident. There could be an accident, but maybe somebody's gonna hit you from behind and it's not gonna be your fault because you are really going by the principle of the mirror and the blind spot. So that is the concept of the blind spot. Now, we're gonna have our time to talk about the time or when you need to check your blind spot. So when do you need to check your blind spot whilst you are driving? You need to check your blind spot whilst you're driving. Anytime you make left turn. So anytime you make a left turn, you need to check your blind spot. Anytime you make a right turn, which is right turns. Anytime you want to make a right turn too, you need to check your blind spot. There could be somebody on your right window, you need to check them to fish them out. Maybe they're obstructed by your view. And anytime you want to change lane changes. So if you want to change lane to the left on the highway, you have to check your blind spot. If you also want to change lane to the right on the highway, you also have to check your blind spot. Now, when you want to pull over or anytime you stop the vehicle and you want to move the vehicle, you have to also check your blind spot. So literally when you pulled over, check your blind spot. Or when you stop the vehicle, and you're about to proceed, check your blind spot before you move the vehicle. Apart from that, when you are doing parking, like reverse parking, parallel parking, uphill, downhill, name them. Any form of parking that you want to do, you have to also have your time to check your blind spot. So it could be any form of parking. Any form of parking that you feel like whatever your vehicle is going towards is going to be obstructed by your view, then you need to check your blind spot to that direction to make sure that you are not hitting anybody's vehicle, you are not hitting any pedestrian, and etc, etc. Apart from that too, you need to check your blind spot when you are about to stop. So let's say you want to stop and make an emergency stop, or you want to pull over and maybe talk to a friend or whoever you want to talk to. Before you pull over, make sure you are stopping your vehicle in a safest place so that not to create accident on the road. So those are the times or when you need to check your blind spot. So now we've taken our time to get to know the meaning of the blind spot. So we've been mentioning blind spot, blind spot, blind spot. We're gonna have our time to talk about the location of the blind spot. Where is it located? So I'm gonna take you through the vehicle, explain to you your location or the location of the blind spot in your vehicle so that when you are checking your blind spot, you really know exactly where you have to check. If you check the wrong place, you can get into accident. So let's hop on into the vehicle and let me explain to you the location of the blind spot. So as I'm sitting behind the wheel now, you can see I'm behind the wheel and I'm the driver. So as a driver, this is my first windows. The first windows is the one in the front, and as a driver, this is my second window. The one at the back and the one at the back to the left. So the one at the back to the right, the second window at the back to the right, and the one at the back to the left. They are your second windows. So the location of your blind spot is in the second windows. The location of your blind spot is in the second windows. So now that we have understood the location of the blind spot, we're gonna determine how and when to check the blind spot. So before you can check your blind spot, you have to use your chin. Then with your neck, you pass it over your shoulder to the second windows, depending on the direction that you're going. So let's assume we're gonna make a left turn. Then we have to use our chin with our neck. We pass it over the shoulder to the second window. So you check the blind spot whilst you are in the process of turning. So let's say we want to make a left turn or a right turn. If you are making a left turn, in the process of turning, scan your blind spot to the left window, which is the location. So when you scan the blind spot, especially if you are making a left turn or a right turn, which people are we scanning on our blind spot? You are really scanning the pedestrians on the sidewalk. Those are the people we are checking to make sure they are not obstructing our view in order not to create an accident. So whenever you turn left, you turn right, you are checking for pedestrians, you are scanning for handicaps, you are scanning for bikers. Those are the people that are important to us. So whenever we are crossing to make a left turn or right, they are really important on the roads, that we care about them. And remember, pedestrians, cyclists, bikers, handicaps on the sidewalk, they always have the 100% right of way. So you need to fish them out so that you don't create accident on the road. Those are the importance of checking your blind spot. So literally the location that you are turning to, let's assume you want to turn left, then your blind spot is located in the left side of the second window. If you want to turn right, your blind spot is also located in the right side of the second window. If you want to change lane to the left, when you're on the highway, your blind spot is located in the left side of the second window. Let's assume you want to change lane to the right, your blind spot is also located in the right side of the second window. If you pulled over or you stop your vehicle and you want to move, then your blind spot is going to be on your left side, because that is where you have to check to make sure there's no oncoming traffic obstructing you in order not to create an accident. So when you're about to pull over to, you have to check your right side window, which is the second window, to make sure when or where you're gonna stop, it's very safe for you to make a safe stop. So those are the importance of checking your blind spot. And trust me, if you're gonna use these principles, this MSB principle, while you are driving, there's no way you can get into accident, because you always check before you make a move. So those are the importance of checking your blind spot. So now we have understood the meaning of the blind spot. We have understood the time or when we need to check our blind spot. We have also understood the location of the blind spot. We have also understood how to check the blind spot. Let's go. So now that we have understood all those MSB principles and the concept of the MSB, so we're gonna talk about what you have to do. What do you need to do when you pulled over and you want to move the vehicle? Before you move your vehicle, be extra careful, because if you don't scan 360 degrees around you before you move the vehicle, you can create accident scene. So the first thing you have to do is to set your vehicle up. First, I'm gonna put my vehicle into drive because I'm preparing to move. I put my handbrake down, I signal to the left. So when you signal to the left, scan the mirrors. You check the rear view mirror, you check the right side mirror, and you check the left side mirror. Make sure your back, everything around you is clear. Don't move right away. Now turn your neck with your chin, pass it over your shoulder to scan your blind spot. The loopholes in the blind spot is sometimes when you check with the neck, it gives you pressure on the neck. So I'm gonna advise you today that don't go alone with the blind spot. Don't go alone with the neck. Go with the shoulder, with the chest, with the everything, and with the cheek, with the neck together, so that the body will be uniform. So watch me. If I'm checking my blind spot, I'm gonna use my body together with the shoulder so that there wouldn't be a neck pressure on the neck. So don't use the body alone, but use the body together with the neck and the shoulder to get a uniform so that you avoid pressure on your neck. So you signal to the left. Now you turn the shoulder, check around you to the second window on the left, make sure there's no oncoming traffic, then you can proceed when it's safe to do so. So that is the concept of the MSB, which is the mirror, the signal, and the blind spot. Thank you for watching this video. I do appreciate everything.